men fight battles too. They just don't talk about it. Men fight battles too. They just don't talk about it. A lot of times, y'all, we act like men aren't struggling as well. And from my experience, men are struggling a lot. They just don't talk about it. They don't feel safe. Either they don't feel safe to talk about it. They were not socialized or taught to talk about it. There's a lot of reasons for that. And I think that we have to leave grace and space for a man's experience. There's a lot of pressure on men to perform in this world. And when they're not performing on a certain level, there's things that they experience that you know nothing about. And so at the end of the day, we have to do a better job as women to create safe spaces for the men that we desire or to have in our lives or that we have in our lives. We can be so consumed with self and so consumed with our experiences that we neglect to see the experiences of the men that we are in relationships with. And so if there's a space where he can feel seen, be the space where he can feel seen. Even if he doesn't want to be seen, at least make the effort to make him feel that somebody cares enough to want to see him. Okay. I'm going to say another thing. Accountability, y'all. Here's another one. Accountability builds his trust for you. Ladies, when we don't take accountability, when we sit here and say, I didn't do it, there's nothing I did, I didn't have any part in it, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. Accountability actually builds trust in relationships. When you neglect to take accountability for your actions and you find ways to gaslight and manipulate situations to make yourself the victim, it actually destroys the trust that someone has for you. So in this instance, why am I saying this? Women, the stereotype for us is we don't take accountability. So what does that mean? We've got to start taking accountability because a lot of men are saying that just is not happening in their relationships. Women are finding ways to not take accountability. No. That will build trust for that man. Listen, I messed up. It was my fault. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I've been in a relationship where, I've been in relationships where I've done that on the other side of my therapy, not before therapy, but after therapy. And I've had men say, I've never been apologized by a woman before. Like I've never experienced this before. You know, and that's sad because we need to do a better job of doing that because it does create a space where he feels like, okay, I feel like I can trust this person. I can trust this person's character. Andrew, what are you saying? Who is married spiritually? Are you saying I'm married? Who am I married to? All right. So again, that was that. That was that part. So I'm gonna read some of these things off. I hope you guys like what I got going on so far. Accountability builds trust. We have to do a better job of taking accountability. Accountability is strength. That is strength of character, and it shows that you are a trustworthy person. Stop flipping the situation, flipping the script, trying to make yourself the victim. Take accountability for what belongs to you. That is strength. I mean, you do a better job of that. All right, so here we go. We gonna go ahead, y'all. We got some minutes here, so we're gonna I'm gonna try. Like I said, I'm gonna try to honor the time, y'all. I'm gonna try to honor the time. But we do have responses here. Oh, we have a lot of responses that came in. Thank you guys for being responsive on the Instagram platform. I want to make sure that women understood certain things. So one thing that was said, I'm going to read these off. I'm not going to elaborate because I'm long-winded and I just take too much time. One person said that we communicate like men. Learning our communication style is important. I like that. I like that. Next one. Men, or should I say godly men, don't just want to have sex, they want a God-fearing woman. Next one was that us men need sex from our partners to feel loved, and women need to feel love before having sex. Somebody else wrote that our time to spend, that our need to spend time alone sometimes doesn't mean anything wrong is anything is wrong with the relationship. Someone else wrote, another man wrote, the key to a man is respect, honor, and loyalty. Another man wrote, she has to be able to speak to you respectfully. Another man wrote, the way we think why we are so protective, how we look at situations. Some other man wrote, just to know that not all the fights are fights. Sometimes we just want to be listened to, just like you guys are. That's a good one. I didn't even know that. He said that not all fights are just fights. Sometimes they just want to be listened to. I like that. Y'all, just a side note, and I'm going to make it short. In my therapy, when I was in classes for therapy or to become a therapist, one of the things that we learned was, what do you want from me in this moment? What do you desire from me in this moment? And it was like, do you want support, or do you want me to give you my perspective, or do you want just me to listen? And we would allow the person to let us know what they desired in that moment. So I think that a really good thing to do, or a great thing to do, is to be able to say, like, how can I support you best in this moment? Do you want me to just shut up and let you speak? Or do you want me to give my perspective? We have so many battles and just want to be with someone that brings us peace, not unnecessary problems. I'm going to read that one again. We have many battles and just want to be with someone that brings us peace, not unnecessary problems. A lot about respect. A lot about respect. That love to us looks like respect publicly and privately. That men need just as much of attention and emotional support as ladies do at times. That not every conversation turns into a defensive battle. Conflict resolution is real. The king type power that we get from sex can make us achieve anything. Interesting. Respect, space, and gratitude. We are simple creatures. Nasty, sex, food, loyalty, and peace. Our biblical roles and godly standards, and that no one is perfect. Clear communication. That we love you, but we have flaws too. If you're committed to me, commit to me. Needing space. How much we appreciate you, our healing process. How we value communication. We don't like women not responding to our messages. Ooh. How much we love y'all that y'all fail to realize. How to understand a good man. That is not always about feelings that make life. It's making sound logical decisions. We want you to chase us too. Wow. I've heard that a lot. Men wanting to be chased as well. How to be a better listener, to understand instead of listening to respond. That we can't read minds. Please communicate. A foul attitude and a disagreeable personality trumps your looks, especially when fabricated. A foul attitude and a disagreeable personality trumps your looks, especially when fabricated. Somebody wrote, all men aren't men. Some that look like men are actually big boys occupying a man's body. Yikes. That respect is earned, not given. Our identity is linked to our ability to provide and protect. That men just want respect, loyalty, and love in that order. That we really do care. That we simple AF. We don't need or want much. We cannot read minds. It came down to a lot of communicating clearly, the need for respect. Men talked a lot about needing sex. A lot of men talked about sex. And, you know, we're on a channel that is, you know, YouTube. And I'm not trying to mess up my YouTube situation. But they talked a lot about that. They need that. Need lots of it. I say in the context of relationship, I don't think you should just be giving it up to anybody, but sex, there was a lot of messages about the need for that, the need for love, and that's how they feel loved in relationships. Being their peace. A lot about being a man's peace, not being so defensive, not being a nagger, not nagging all the time, not always having something to say, not being defensive. Okay, so there was a lot that was being said about just the defensive nature of women and that they just desire peace. Like, there are times where they just want to be heard. They don't want this rebuttal. They don't want this back and forth. They just want to be heard. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, y'all. Let's not just be every once in a while. Let's become Framily, okay? Friends that are family, okay? Join my Framily today.